Good day, everyone! We are the Group 1.
I am Halaine de San Miguel,
Lady Ni Kalimot,
And Maricris D. Solatorio.
and this is our video reporting.
Our reporting for today is about Module 1, Chapter 2, the System Unit.
This chapter consists of 5 lessons. First is the understanding CPUs, second, understanding memory,
third, understanding motherboards, fourth, understanding power supplies.
and last is the lesson 5, which is the troubleshooting common system unit problems. Sit back, relax, and let's begin. So first, we will tackle the lesson 1, which is the understanding CPUs. Central Processing Unit or CPU is what we call the processor in the computer. It contains millions of tiny transistors and pathways that take in data and instructions in which the CPU will process or calculate the data according to the instructions. Processing unit has 3 components. First, the control unit, which manages flow of data through the CPU. Second, the arithmetic logic unit or the ALU, which is the component that does the actual processing. And third, registers. It holds the areas for both data and instructions. So that's the 3 components of the central processing unit. So let's proceed to the machine cycle. The central processing unit has a machine cycle. The machine cycle is a process of accepting input, processing it, and ejecting output. So there are 4 steps that the machine cycle does. First, the fetch. It is the control unit requests the data and instructions to be fetched from memory to the CPU. Second, the decode. Translate the instructions into a form ALU understand. Third, execute. The ALU processes the instructions. And fourth, the store. Releases the result from the CPU and it's stored in memory. Now let's proceed to the last topic of this lesson, which is the CPU performance factors. Hertz or gigahertz, it is the maximum speed performance factor for a CPU. So take note guys, an overclocked CPU is more prone to overheating, processing errors, and reliability issues. So second is the word size. It is the number of bits that the CPU can accept as input simultaneously.
And today, we tackled about our lesson 2, understanding memory. Memory is an electronic chip with integrated circuits that store on-off values. And there are 2 types of memory. 1, dynamic memory or volatile memory. Stores data only until the computer is turned off. It must be constantly refreshed. Number 2, static memory or non-volatile memory. Retains whatever put indefinitely. RAM, random access memory, can be written freely. Understanding system memory. System memory, also called RAM or main memory. A dynamic RAM or DRAM that loses contents if it's not constantly refreshed. Forms a workspace that the operating system uses. Operating system maintains a database of what data is stored where. Note, the more system memory you have, the more application and files you can have open at once. Dual Inline Memory Modules or DIMMs. It fits into memory slot on the motherboard. Small outline DIMMs or DIMMs. For notebook computers, do the same thing as a DIMMs, but are different size and shape. Note, there are different types and speed of DIMMs. So you must match the memory to the motherboard's requirements. Synchronous Dynamic RAM or SDRAM, a system memory that is used in today's system. Single data rate or SDR, the slowest and most basic type of SDRAM. Double Data Rate DDR or DDR. SDRAM performs 2 actions per clock tick. DDR2 SDRAM doubles that and can perform 4 actions. DDR SDRAM doubles it again to 8 actions. DDR4 contains some technical improvements over DDR3 but keeps the same data rate.
So for now, let's proceed to lesson 3, understanding motherboards. Motherboard. Motherboard is the main circuit board of the computer. Both CPU and the memory plug into motherboard. Its capabilities are determined by its chipset. It usually supports only one brand of CPU and only one kind of RAM and a few different capacities. Form factor is the physical size and shape of the motherboard. Expansion slots are plastic slots on the motherboard. Expansion card are the slots inside that connect with metal contacts on smaller circuit boards. Peripheral Component Interface or PCI, an older type of slot for backward compatibility with older devices. Express card is an externally accessible expansion slot on a notebook PC. PCI Express Mini Card is a small expansion board that uses the motherboard's internal PCIe bus. So karon, magtakil ta about sa built-in components about sa motherboard. First, Digital Visual Interface or DVI is a new digital type of monitor connector used with digital monitors. Second, Video Graphics Adapter or VGA is the older analog type used with the boxy style of monitor and some inexpensive LCD monitors. Third, Audio Component Support is a small round external connectors for plugging in speakers, headphones, and microphones. Fourth, Ethernet Support is an RG45 jack-in external connector that looks like a telephone connector. Okay guys, let's move on. Other common external connectors. These are the external connectors of motherboard. 1. Universal Serial Bus or USB is the most common multi-purpose port type. Second, IEEE 13948 port or FireWire port is a competitor to USB. It is used for some external hard drives and digital video equipment. Third, PS2 port is a small round port that is used for mouse and keyboards before USB became popular. So, ika-fourth, parallel LPT port. A female connector and has a 25-pin plugs into a male connector. Ika-5, serial or COM port. A male connector and has a 9-pin that is used to be an all-purpose port for external devices. So karon, magtakil na puta about sa 2 types of drive connectors about sa motherboard. Ang isa, parallel ATA or PATA, an older type of drive connectors that is used for all hard drives and most CD and DVD drives. Ikaduha, a serial or ATA or SATA, a newer type of drive connectors that is used with newer hard drive. So let's move on. Lesson 4, understanding power supplies. So we all know that power supply plays an important role to a computer. Dili nato ma-open ang computer kung walay power supply. Power supply has 2 jobs. 1, it converts AC to DC power. Number 2, it decreases the voltage to the amount required for each component. So kabalo naman jud ta or nakakita na pero naapod uban nga wala pud kakita ay dili man ta mga IT students. Charot! A desktop PC's power supply has a fan in it, and when you start up the PC, the fan starts up too. So, ang PC po di ay manginahanglan po day siyang fan. Dili na po day kita ang manginahanglan, hasta po day ang PC. Kay pag once nga mo init ang PC, mo tuyog-tuyang fan dito kay para magpabugnaw sa sulod sa PC. A power supply has one big connector that contains 20 or more wires arranged in 2 rows. On a notebook PC, the power supply is built in and contains a transformer block or brick that steps down and converts the voltage.
This chapter, which is the troubleshooting common system unit problems. These are the common problems of our system unit. First, if your computer or PC have no response, then check the outlet. Kay basin wala nimo natahong ugsaksak ang imong outlet, mo na siyang dili siya mugana. Second, check the power cord. Kay basin nagkamali-mali nagsaksak diha, mo na siyang dili mo response ang imong computer. Then third, hold down the power button for 10 seconds to shut it down and release it after. Then press the power button again normally. So take note guys, a soft reset restarts the device and preserves your data, and a hard reset wipes out all the data. So it means, pag soft lang daw mong pag-reset sa imuhang CP, ang imuhang data kay ma-preserve na siya. Pero pag hard reset, imong nagamit, kay ang imong data kay mga wala siya tanan. Mo nang magamit tag soft reset. So now, we will discuss the fan noise but nothing on-screen problem on our system unit. So, pasabot ani guys, pag under nimo sa computer, pero mo under ang fan, pero wala kay makita. So, ang imong dapat buhaton is to try to remove the new install hardware. Then after that, restart to see if the system boots correctly. Then third, try reinstalling the device or the new install hardware. So take note again, if you hear multiple beeps, you may have a problem with your memory. You may have installed some memory that is incompatible with your motherboard, or you may have installed it incorrectly. So therefore, tahungag lang to kung natama ba nimo install ang imong memory sa motherboard. So now, let's discuss the error message on a black screen, which is part of the common problems of our system unit. So if you see some gray or white text on a black background, then that is good. But if the startup display an error message, or ang pag-open nimo sa imong computer mo display siya error message, it means that your system is having a problem with a specific component. So kung mo na siya ang mahitabo guys, ang imong dapat buhaton kay i-research it nimo online kung unsay dapat nimo buhaton. So, the second to the last problems of our system unit is the Windows hangs at startup. Meaning ani, kung maghang ang imong window pag open pa lang nimo. So, ang imong dapat buhaton is to start your computer on the safe mode and figuring out what driver or application may be causing the problem. So, the last common problems of our system unit is the PC shuts down or freezes. Meaning ani, kung mukalitlag shutdown ang imong PC or mo freeze siya. So, ang imong dapat buhaton, try looking inside the system unit when the PC is running to see if you can identify a fan that isn't spinning. So, therefore, ang fan di ay sa PC, nag-play na siya growth, pinaka-importante na hole para mawala ang overheat sa atong PC. Check the fan if it's not blocked with the dust. So, imong i-check ang imong fan kung wala ba siya mga abog, kay mao pura siya isa ka problem, nganong dili mo gana ang fan ug maka-cause siya overheat. So, that's all for our discussion today. I hope naamoy na sabtan, maybe not a lot, but naay gamay. So, kana lang no, God bless and more power. Keep safe everyone.